When I went on YouTube, I saw a lot of negative comments about Mark, so I decided to send Mark a Facebook friend request. Mark and I messaged every day. A couple weeks into talking to Mark, I told him that I had always wanted to model.
Georgia is very photogenic. She loves posing for videos and photos for social media. Georgia told me that Mark was an agent and that he owned his own company.
Mark didn't tell me that he was an agent, but Mark told me that he knew a lot of people in the industry and he had been on shows and that he could help me. Mark sent me emails about cooking shows and car shows, and he wanted me to be there with him as like his assistant or like co-producer or arm candy. It was like weird.
I was really skeptical of Mark. Mark let Georgia know that he really wanted to communicate through her, so I never communicated directly with Mark.
A few months later, Mark sent me a contract that he wanted me to sign so I could work with his company.
It felt like a scam to me because it was asking for money. So right up front, the contract is asking her to give up to $1,500.
Obviously, I'm not gonna sign it because I'm not paying someone to work with them. In the end, Mark never got me any jobs, auditions, or photo shoots.
I told her to stop communication with him. Georgia agreed. She said, "No problem, Mom."
Last summer, after he accepted my friend request, Mark immediately was just like, "You're beautiful, I would marry you in a minute." I kind of was like expecting it because on the show he was saying how he's asked like thousands of girls to marry him.
"I'll marry you on your birthday, here I am."
Mark and I messaged every day and we actually really got along really well, like we clicked. He asked if I had ever been married before, and I told him no. I was only 18, so I'd never been married. As we started talking more, Mark talked about getting married multiple times. When he was like asking me that stuff, I would just brush it off. Then Mark started sending me stuff in the mail, and the first thing was roses, and then he sent me a necklace.
To the best of my knowledge, Georgia and Mark stopped communicating around the end of summer.
About the end of November, he was telling me how he was gonna fly to my state to work, but also to propose to me on his birthday.
I do not believe that Mark attempted to visit where we live.
When December 18th came, he asked me to meet him somewhere. I did not want to meet up with Mark, so I just made up an excuse. That night, Mark texted me, "I adore you, will you marry me?" I tried to let him off easy and send the nicest text possible because I didn't know what he was capable of, especially since he had already flew across the country to propose to me.
This is completely inappropriate.
And you knew that when you saw it, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you answer any of those questions?
No.
And he also wanted money.
Yeah. He was telling me that people pay him up to like $700 to work with him.
His representation contract is be a rich, famous show business star, model, require one-time retainer, may reduce by invitation only. Retainer options range from $50 to $1,800. Donate a portion of the retainer to charity, which only makes you look better versus other talent and to those hiring, casting you.
This is laughable.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.